Hello everyone, this is Clock for Game here, and this is just a bit of a quick follow-up video to the Wind Twins deck profile that I did a little while back. I just thought it'd be pertinent to be able to speak about some of the combos and some of the things, the little intricacies of the deck that I didn't get to speak about properly in the video itself. So, here we go, we'll get straight into it. So, when you are level 0, you start the game, you want to make sure that you've got these cards in your hand. You don't have to have all of them, but certainly a very good combo, especially if you're going second, is to have these two cards right here. This is a power booster, it boosts itself in power. It's a beat stick, but also it's a clean cut. So the idea of what you want to do at level 0 is you want to try and prioritise having these two. Or if failing that, you want these. You want the Ricky to be able to search something out of your deck. You want your Brainstorm for that extra additional power on climax phase, but also to be able to get through your deck and get the pieces you want. But I'd say the best things you want at level 0 is these two in hand, especially if you're going second, because a very, very, very good tactic to do is to slam this into something and have it die and get off the, or have it reverse, get off the Ricky mill effect, and then with this one, clean cut it to the back row, so then you're able to use it again next turn. And even if you don't use it again next turn, it's an extra body that's on board. Obviously, that's a very, very powerful combination, and you will be able to pick up a lot of resources with that. It also, as well, with this deck being so tough on your hand state and it using a lot of resources from your hand, it allows you to keep that one extra body on board for that one extra turn, so you don't have to play something else out. Hopefully, it saves you a card in the next turn. For level 1, you want to prioritise getting this. So off of this combo or off of the Ricky, you probably want to get yourself at least one of the level 1 combo. I love this level 1 combo so much. Also, as well, if you are in a deck state where you've seen a lot of climaxes by level 1, what I would do is, in the situation that you have seen a lot of climaxes, I would get multiple copies of these, especially if you've got the climax combo in hand. You want to be able to mill through your deck a lot, and what I would suggest doing is ditching the top card of deck and obviously salvaging and just trying to get through your deck as much as possible. But when it comes to deck speed, there's some text that I run to try and help with that. But the main reason that you want this card is to grab this card. If you can get two of these off, and you can grab this and this, which I'll get into later on, you will be set for your level 2 game. Now, you're fully well going to expect that this card will die cross turn, because it's not big across turn, but that doesn't matter. What you are doing with this deck is you are setting up for your level 2. So, move that aside and bring those forward. Okay, so level 2, your ideal hand would include these two. You want to prioritize these two. I'll get to your ideal hand in a moment. But these two, you want these in hand. You want to have built up the stock and perhaps pushed your opponent a little bit. Then once you get to level 2, you want to be able to play this, to be able to ditch this to waiting room, to pay and ditch to waiting room, and then to tutor this out. So, just as a quick reminder, this is the card that allows you to bounce cards when you hit a win trigger instead of to your opponent's hand to the top of their deck. This is a wonderful combo. The only problem with this combo is that this card is a little bit useless if your opponent has not got an early play down. However, what you should think of here is your deck is quite stock intensive at times as well, depending on how you play things. Let's say you've got, just for example, let's say you've got this here. Let's move that down so the glare's not there. This here, and let's say you've got, let's say the Ricky here. Let's say you've got no need to use the Ricky. What you would do is you'd probably kill this. If you need to use the Ricky, use it. But kill this to hit for damage, swing here to hit for damage, and then depending on what deck situation you're in, depends on what you do with this. If you have seen a lot of climaxes, you probably want to kill this. Then your opponent is going to hit you for that one extra card, and hopefully you'll be able to hit the climax off of that and cancel. If you are in a position where you've got a number of climaxes left in deck, you probably just want to side this, even if it's for nothing, just to get the stock. And hopefully that will set you up quite nicely for your level 3. Your ideal hand at level 3 would be, providing you've got the stock as well, probably 2 of these. Probably want one of these, this, and then something that doesn't cost much to play. Something along this. Perhaps you've got 2 level 1s or 2 level 0s in your hand that you're able to kind of slam down, and hopefully you've already got this down on the back row, and you've probably already got down the brainstorm or something else. So you want to be able to play this, then ditch this from hand and get it out to the field. Obviously this is going to be your level 3 combo. It goes without saying that you want this in hand as well, to obviously slam it down. Best case scenario is that you get a second copy of this out. If you get a second copy of this out, you're in quite a strong position, and then hopefully, if you've got enough, you'll be able to play over this. And the best case scenario you could ever possibly want is to, just let me get my brainstorm to play it out, just to show you what your best case scenario field would be like. So let's find that. So the best here would be to have this type of field, obviously with, it's knocked my phone, apologies, the climax in hand. What you want to be doing from here is obviously slam the climax down. Then you'd want to be swinging here and mokering the top 2 of their deck. Now I feel in this meta that Moker is very, very strong. It just allows you to rip cards from your opponent's top deck. Obviously that's going to be the climaxes. What you're wanting to do is you're wanting to have a look at the 2, and then hopefully you hit a climax so you can get rid of that. And then it's up to you whether you want to twin drive or not. Obviously, it depends on the situation of the game. If you are really trying to push damage, then definitely twin drive in this situation. Also, as well, the twin driving allows you to use the ability of the back row as well, because there's more chance that you're going to hit a wind trigger from the top of your deck. So I'd say, depending on the situation, more often than not, you do want to be twin driving in this situation. So you're going to twin drive. Let's say you hit a wind climax, you bounce something to the top of their deck, whether it's a back row or whether it's something here in the front row, whatever it is. Hit it to the top of hit it to the top of their deck, and then you know full well that 3 is hitting. So hopefully you trigger a wind and then don't trigger anything else after that. That it's something like a level 0 that's a blank soul trigger. Same again with here. Obviously this deck is a little bit RNG based with its climax hitting, but at least you've been able to mocha, and then you probably want to finish them off with the Kurumi Icy Tail, and hopefully that will help you play this deck a little better. I'm still learning the deck in some part. It's been something I've been playing for a while, and I thoroughly enjoy it, and I don't see it around very often at all, and that's quite the shame. So I'd just like to share what I've learned about this deck with the wider community. So just a quick mention on some tech pieces that I run. You want to run the Swimsuit Kurumi. That's a good free fresh. It's a 2/5 backup. The only problem with this card is that you need to be very careful when you use it. This is one of my, what I like to call emergency techs, that I don't see this card or don't want anything to do with this card unless it's an emergency. Obviously the 2/5 backup is very good, but you don't want to be using the refresh, or free fresh should I say, because it does use 3 stock. And like I said, this can be a little bit intensive in hand and stock at times, so you just want to be careful. You've also got to factor in that, let's say you are at level 3 and you want to be able to use the icy tail, that does use 3 stock as well. So you just need to be a little bit careful with your stock and what you need to get out. But hopefully the twin drivers will make up for that as well. But just be careful when you use this. I have lost games by using this wrong, and obviously shuffling a load of blank cards back into my deck as well. So just a note to be quite careful when using it. This card, I love this card. This is a data bullet card, and it allows you to check top 4 for a yellow climax. So that's really, really, really handy, especially if you need some deck speed to get through. You know you're missing a climax, say at level 1, and you're wanting some deck speed, and you're just trying to get through that deck to get to the refresh. Very, very, very handy card. This is your blinker. It turns off things like Hololive and other such things. But also it's a pay 1 sack itself to check top 4. Just very, very good. This is a personal choice of mine. It's a level 1 memory backup. It's only 1000 power. However, it is something that can be used to get rid of problem cards, especially in the later game. Let's say you've got the twin back row out here. It gives 2000 in front. There's only 1000 difference or 500 difference between your opponent's character and yours. Slamming this down and sending them to memory is just a very, very useful thing. Very much like this is a bit of an emergency one, especially if they're playing things that are only just slightly bigger than yours. This is another one. I really like this card. It just allows you to be able to search and find things as you need. Just make sure that you don't over-abuse this card or over-abuse the deck speeds. I seem to have a habit in my games of kind of, if I have something, I'll use it. Try to be a little bit more tempered with how you use things, because you can find yourself in a situation where you can't get through your deck properly, but now you've just milled a load of climaxes or gotten rid of a load of climaxes, and now you're in a bit of trouble. Don't make the silly mistakes that I make. But that's all I want to say about these decks. I'm sure I'll be coming at you with another video at some point, and I'm thinking of getting into the format of doing a deck profile and just telling you the base things about some of the decks I like to play, and then doing another follow-up video where I talk you through some of the combos or some of the tech pieces that I like. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you later. Bye bye.